Hi there, welcome to this new yoga class. Today a sequence designed especially for runners. So make sure to take your time. We're going to stretch a little bit more into the legs and into the hips to open and create more softness. When you are ready, come and join me on the mat. We're going to start on the hands and knees. Starting on your hands and knees, your shoulders are straight above your wrists and your hips straight above your knees. From here you curl your toes under your feet. Extend your legs and push your hips back. From here, you're going to start to walk the dog. One by one, you stretch one leg while you bend the other one. Just taking a moment here to gently loosen up into the hamstrings, the calves, and the ankles. So now you really make sure you're not forcing anything. You want to move your hips alongside with the movement to get a bit more stretch over the whole length of your leg, pushing your heel to the mat. Alright, then you stop in the middle, and from here you bring your right foot between your hands. So you want to make sure that your right knee is just above your right ankle. Your left knee is on the mat, your left foot is flat on the mat. What could help here, if you have sensitive knees, is to grab a blanket or something soft to place under your left knee. Then you come up, placing your hands on your right knee. Try to align your shoulders just above your hips. Let your hips sink a little bit, and by now you should be feeling quite a deep stretch happening in the front of the quads, as well as the psoas here at the front of your hips. So you just take a moment, breathing here. Take your time. Keep lifting your chest a little bit to stay active in this pose, and at the same time relax into your shoulders. Enjoy the deep stretch at the front of your left thigh. Maybe letting your hips sink a little bit if you feel that your muscles are getting warm and a little softer. No need to control your breath, just a gentle, natural breathing. So we're going to stay here for a little longer. If you feel like it, perfect. Just stay in this pose and enjoy this deep stretch. If you feel that you're getting nice and warm, that you could go a little deeper into the stretch, you place your hands on the mat. You bend your left knee, and with your right hand, you grab your left foot. And then you're going to pull your heel towards your hip. And we take another 30 seconds here. Just make sure you're not forcing anything. If it's really not comfortable for you to be here, just come back to the first option that we did with your upper body just above your hips. Focus on your breath and try to relax a little deeper with each exhale. Alright, take a last deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently release your left foot and you come back to downward facing dog. Now we do the same thing to the other side. So you bring your left foot between your hands, bringing your right knee on your mat or on a blanket, making sure that your left knee is above your left ankle. It will avoid tension in your knee. And then as you inhale, lift your chest and gently place your hands on your left knee. You also take a moment here. You probably notice that the sensations in the front of your right thigh are now a bit different than what you experience in the left leg. That's okay, it's very normal. Our body is not that symmetrical at all. Just take your time, breathing and enjoying the stretch on this side. Sinking a little deeper every time you exhale, letting your body warm up and enjoy the pose. So if you feel like it, please just stay here. This is perfect. You don't need to do anything more. Otherwise, left hand on the mat, with your right hand on your mat, bending your right knee, and with your left hand, you grab your right foot. And we'll be here for another 30 seconds here. Make sure you do not force anything. The stretch becomes really intense when you start to pull your heel towards your hip. And if you have just trouble grabbing your foot. Maybe you're not ready for this pose yet, but maybe you can also grab a strap or a sock to have around your foot and gently pull it towards you to see how it goes. Alright, take a last deep breath in. And exhale, gently release your right foot and we're back to our downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, extend your whole body, pushing your hips back. And exhale, release. Alright, inhale, place your right foot between your hands. Your left knee can be back on the blanket here. We're moving to the half split. So now you're going to extend your right leg and push your hips back. Make sure that your left hip is not just above your left knee. So for some of us, we are here. It's beneficial to bring your right foot forward to really get some more stretch in the back of your leg. Also, if it's a bit hard for you to have your hands on the mat here, that you cannot go so deep, I would advise you to get a set of blocks. If you don't have any, maybe books or anything to elevate the ground towards you so you can really relax more into your shoulders. So we're working on this half split for a moment, and then we'll see if we can go a little closer to the full split. For now, make sure that your right knee is not locked. You want to have your knee kind of micro bent. Your right foot is flexed and toes are pointing straight up. And not too hard, but you push your right heel into the mat, where you bring your right hip towards the back. So it's like you really pull your leg, and then you really feel that you are getting some deep stretch in the back of your legs. Okay, let's take another 20 seconds here for now and see if we can move a little deeper. Just focus on your breath. I know this stretch is maybe not the most comfortable of all, but it's a very efficient one to get some stretch into your legs. Alright, so again, you just maybe stay here, or you start to bring your right foot a bit more towards the front of your mat, and your left knee a little bit closer to the back. Noticing how it goes in the back of your hamstrings here. If you notice lots of pull and tension, please don't go any further, otherwise there is a chance that you could hurt yourself. Take your time, don't take it too deep. Make sure it is manageable, meaning that you can still just breathe and relax into your breath. Let's go for let's take 20 seconds more here to really get this deep stretch in. And again, if you're not here, don't even worry about it. Stay in the half split and the mobility will come. Shoulders relax, neck and face as well. Awesome. As you inhale, you rebend into your right knee, bringing your left foot closer. And as you exhale, you push yourself back to downward facing dog. For the other side, inhale, place your left foot between your hands, your right knee on your mat or blanket, and then extend your left leg, bringing your left foot a bit more to the front to keep your right hip straight above your knee. Relax here, maybe grabbing blocks or anything that would help support. So you don't want to create tension in your shoulders here, you want to stay quite relaxed actually. You know, there's already a lot, more than enough happening in your left leg right now, so it's okay to not put more tension in your shoulders. And you just push your left heel a bit more into the mat and pull your left hip towards the back. So it's like you try to drag your foot back, but your foot is not moving because of the traction on the mat. So you feel this pull happening, maybe even lifting your left hip just a little higher here. And notice everything that happens when you do that. Just taking your time here, breathing and relaxing. Almost there, another 15 seconds, at least for this part. Try to enjoy it. If you don't at all, maybe you're too far. You take a step back, If you feel that your hamstrings are loosening up a little bit, getting nice and warm, you start to bring your left foot more to the front and your right foot towards the back, working towards a full split here. So again, you may notice that one leg is giving you a bit more freedom than the other one. As I say, it's very normal, it's natural, it's because of our body to start with is not symmetrical, but also we have a dominant side, which we use more often, which is then a little bit stronger, giving us more stability, which makes the other side the more flexible one. Take your time here, we're almost out of here, last 15 seconds, not even. Enjoy this deep stretch. Alright, now as you inhale, you rebend into the left knee, bringing your hips forward, moving your blocks to the side, and as you exhale, you push your hips up and back into this downward facing dog. Now we're going to work a little bit more with the hips. We're going to start with the lizard pose. As you inhale, you place your right foot on the outside of your right hand, and then you place your left knee on your mat or a blanket, something soft. Your left foot is flat on the mat as well, and you let your hips sink a little bit. You just take a moment here to gently open and warm up into the inner right hip. If this is a bit difficult for you, that you have sensitive wrists or elbows, you could grab a set of blocks or something to place your elbows on instead of having your arms straight. And on the other hand, if you're somebody who's already very flexible and open into the hips, you could place your elbows on the mat. One thing is, if you just train, for example, make sure you don't take it too deep. We just want to create a bit of a stretch to give a bit of release into the muscles. So take your time. Take a gentle option, make sure you feel some stretch, but that you don't push too hard. And just take a moment here, relaxing, focusing on your breath. Notice everything that happens into your inner right hip. And if you're a bit more tense in this area, possibly you still feel it a lot in the back of your right leg and also on the outside of your right hip, maybe even into the glutes. But that's okay. That's all good. Wherever there's tension, that's where you're going to feel some strength. It's very good to stretch, to let go of this tension that you've been feeling now. Just take your time here, take a moment to breathe. Maybe you want to experiment and have your left knee a little further back or a little bit more to the front. And notice that when I do that, it helps to open a little bit more into the right hip. See for yourself how it goes. We're going to get a little deeper. We've been now for a little over a minute. We're moving to a side opening. So again, if you found your option here, that's all that you have to do. Just stay here, breathe and enjoy your moment. If you feel like going a little deeper, if your body is ready for it, you place your right hand on the inside of your right knee and extending your arms, you're going to push your right knee to the outside. Now we're really creating this deep opening into the inner hip and inner thigh. Make sure you stay breathing and see for yourself how it goes. And really, if it doesn't feel good, just come back. The basic option that we did, it's perfect to stretch and open. Now that's the thing I love about yoga. It's never a competition. It's not about going further, going deeper, going faster. It's just about observing your body and do what your body needs right in the moment that you are there. So maybe one day you can go very deep, other days not, but it's all good. It's your practice, it's a daily thing, and something that day by day really changes. So accept this and stay soft with yourself. Now inhale, come up, And exhale, you come back to downward facing dog. With your next inhale, place your left foot on the outside of your left hand. You can bring your right knee on your mat or a blanket, however you feel most comfortable. Let your hips sink a little bit. Keep your chest slightly lifted. So when you are lifting your chest, you create a little bit more pull into your left hip. So maybe you can feel that right now. Your hips sink automatically a little deeper while you bring your head up a little bit. Just take your time here, not forcing anything. Focusing on your breath. Fully experiencing the difference between what you experience now in your left hip compared to how it was with the right hip. A little bit of an exercise here, comparing without judging. So it may be that you feel a little tighter on this side, or was it the other one? That's all good, you know. Our body is different on the right and on the left. All these poses that we're doing today are a great way to bring balance again between left and right. So make sure you're not forcing anything. Stay with your breath and try to enjoy this moment. You know you're doing that for yourself. For balance, flexibility and mobility, longevity into your practice. And if you feel like it, going a little deeper. Placing your left hand on the inside of your left knee. Extending your left arm, pushing your knee to the side. See for yourself how it goes here. Just breathe, relax. And again, if that's not feeling good for your right wrist, elbow, shoulder, just grab something to lean on your elbow instead of your hand. You want to keep some extension as well, also keeping your shoulders quite relaxed. If you tense your shoulders, you're going to miss a big part of the stretch from your hips. So you really relax and release. This is really the key word here. Letting go, releasing. Focusing on your breath. Take a last deep breath in. And as you exhale, release, come back to downward facing dog. From here, you place your knees on the mat. You come lie down on your back. The next pose we're going to do is the eye of the needle. So you're lying flat on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the mat. To start, you're going to bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh, just under your knee, keeping your right foot flexed. Maybe bring your left foot off the mat, and then you can bring either the back of your left thigh or the front of your left knee. And you pull your left knee towards you. If you feel like it, you can bring your nose to your right knee, or you keep your head on your mat. Just take a moment here to relax, to enjoy. Now you should be feeling quite a deep stretch happening onto the outside of your right hip. Make sure that there is no pain or tension in your right knee. If you feel anything in your right knee now, just put your left foot on the mat again or get out of the pose. You really don't want to feel this twist happening in your knee. That's not the goal. Your knee is not meant to turn sideways. So take your time, just breathe and focus on what is happening to your right hip. And you take a last deep breath in. And as you exhale, you gently bring your feet on the mat again. So for the other side, you're going to bring your left ankle on your right thigh, just under your knee. Keep your left foot flexed, toes are pointing straight up. You can start with just your right foot on the mat. You can bring your right foot off the mat, and maybe you grab the back of your right thigh or the front of your left knee, and you of your right knee. And you pull your right knee towards you. So again, maybe your nose towards your knee. Maybe you just keep your head on the mat. Make sure there is no tension in the back of your neck. And take your time here, just breathing. I love this stretch, as it really starts to stretch into the piriformis, this little muscle on the outside of the glutes, which tends to become really tight, whether you have a sedentary lifestyle or if you do a lot of repetitive movements like running, for example. If you are really training a lot, you really experience lots of tightness into this area. This is a great pose to really start to stretch and relieve. Just be there for a moment, connecting with your breath, connecting with your body. You don't need any thought here, don't need any judgment, just be present. This is all you need to do right now. Last deep breath in. And as you exhale, you bring both feet on the mat. So our next pose is going to be the lying pigeon pose. It is a variation on this pose. If you notice when we're doing the pose that you have trouble doing it, just come back to this pose and do it for another round for yourself. So for the lying pigeon pose, you're going to come back into downward facing dog. From your down dog, listen carefully. You're going to bring your right foot behind your left hand. And then you're going to bring your right knee on the outside of your right hand and let your hips sink a little deeper. If you notice that your right hip is stay really high, you could fold a blanket or grab a cushion to place under your right hip for some support. So you don't want to hang here. You want to really just be nice and comfortable and feeling this deep stretch like we felt in the back of your right hip. Take your time here, notice for yourself how it goes. For a deeper stretch, you can bring your right foot more to the front. And to make sure to really protect your knee and have less stretch, you bring your right heel actually closer to your left hip. So you don't need to get so deep into the pose. This one, you really want to have your right knee a bit more to the outside. Otherwise, you don't create enough rotation here. So take your time, find your pose. We're going to stay here for a moment. If you feel comfortable about it, maybe you even have your elbows on the mat. You can place your forehead on your hands or even on the mat just to lie down for a moment. See for yourself which pose, which option is best. One more minute. Just enjoying the stretch in the back of your right hip. And again, if this pose does not feel comfortable at all for you, you can always come back to the thread in the needle that we just did a few minutes ago. Taking your time, respecting what your body is telling you. If you are right now in pain, feel lots of tension, if you feel that it's not too easy to breathe, then this pose is not quite for you yet. Accept that, let go of the ego, lie down on your back and do another round of thread in the needle. Take your time, just breathe, another 15 seconds. Alright, from here take a deep breath in. And then you gently push yourself back to downward facing dog. Maybe you want to paddle the legs a little bit, walking the dog. Very nice way to extend and massage your knees of the bent leg a little bit. Alright, keep it steady. And then for the other side, you bring your left foot behind your right hand and place your Left knee, so more to the outside of your left hand. Sink your hips a little closer to the mat. Taking your time, maybe grabbing a cushion or a block, something to place under your left hip. Make sure you don't start too deep. Take your time, just breathing here. And then if you feel like it, maybe take a couple steps forward, maybe coming on your elbows, or as low as lying completely on your mat. We also take 1 minute here. Make sure it's not painful. You know, to a certain degree, a pose may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it should not be painful. The way to know how much benefits you get from a pose is checking with your breath. As long as you're feeling some stretch, that you are breathing gently, properly, then you really get all the benefits that you can get out of a pose on that day. At the moment that you are feeling too much tension, a bit of pain in the joint, that you are breathing very fast and a bit shallow, then your body is more busy with surviving than relaxing. And then you are a bit too far and you actually don't get many benefits out of a pose. So really checking with the ego, checking with your breath, take your time. Very good. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently come back to down dog. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, place your knees on the mat and come sit down on your mat. Sitting down on your mat, getting ready for the bound angle pose. So what you're going to do now is, first of all, make sure that you are sitting straight up. Very often, especially if you have tight hips or back, the posture would look more something like this, with a round back sitting on your tailbone. This is really not so comfortable and can be a bit painful for your lower back and create issues if you don't have them yet. What you want to do is sit straight up, so rolling from your tailbone to your sit bones, extending in your spine and lifting your chest. If this is too difficult for you to achieve just like that, you can grab again a blanket or a cushion, something soft to sit on, and then place it under your hips. And then you want to sit just on the edge, so your tailbone is being lifted and your sit bones are tilted forward towards your mat. So make sure you are seated comfortably with a straight back. You bring your soles together and bring your heels closer to your hips. Very often this pose will create tension or pain in the knees or being really pulling a lot into your inner thighs. To prevent this, we're working on flexibility, so you don't want to push anything too hard, you want to create softness. So maybe you grab some blocks or books, cushions, whatever you can use to place under your legs here to support yourself. See for yourself how it goes and what you need here. Then you're going to grab either your shins, your ankles, maybe the outside of your feet. And you're going to lift your chest a little bit more. And now you should be feeling this deep stretch, the inner thighs here by the groin and into your inner hips. Make sure your knees are completely free of pain. You don't want to feel anything there. Keep your spine straight and just take a moment to breathe. Focus on each inhale and each exhale. Feel the movement of your breath. Every time you inhale, you feel your belly and chest expanding a little bit. And when you exhale, start to release a little deeper into your hips. Maybe you feel like moving a little bit left to right, right to left. See for yourself how it goes. Maybe bringing your knees up and down just a couple millimeters. It's okay. You just want to feel some stretch and mostly release the tension that you built while running. Running is a bit of a repetitive movement, doing exactly the same thing the whole time with your hips. This is a good way to let go of this hold to relax, to open. Keeping your body flexible, especially when you're working on strength or endurance, is a good way to prevent injuries. All right, we're going to go a little further, moving to the straddle. Of course, if you feel that this is good for you, please just stay here. The next pose is just a bit more advanced version. Of course, we're also going to stretch a little bit more into the hamstrings. So if you are sitting on your blanket or cushion, stay sitting there. The same thing applies. You want to keep your spine straight. Then you're going to bring your knees together, extend your legs to the front, and then you're going to come into this gentle straddle. So try not to bring your feet too wide. You don't want to be in pain or anything. And then maybe you just have your hands on your shins or your thighs, whatever feels most comfortable. What I like to do in this pose is to add a little bit of a forward fold. So you can just have your hands on your mat and walking gently forward. If you feel you have the space for it, maybe you place your elbows on the mat. Eventually you can even place your forehead on your hands or even come flat on your mat. But if you don't have so much experience with that, please refrain to push yourself, turn off the ego for a moment, and just focus on the physical sensations. Even if you have issues having your hands on your mat, you could use blocks or books, something to lean on and relax a little bit. I'm going to take another whole minute here, just see for yourself how it goes and relax. Still just focusing on your breath. Notice all the physical sensations here. Notice the stretch being a little deeper into your inner thighs and into your inner hips, but as well as stretching the hamstrings now in the back of your thighs. Make sure to keep your weight on your sit bones and your spine slightly elongated here. Don't want to hang in your back, shoulders or your neck, but you want to stay straight. All right. As you inhale, slowly start to roll up. Bring your blocks to the side. Rebend in your knees. Bring your knees to your chest and hug your knees tight for a moment. Just relaxing here. After the bowed elbow and the straddle pose, it's probably feeling pretty nice now to have your knees together. Take a moment to observe everything that happens into your inner thighs. Okay, let's take a moment for our final relaxation. So you gently roll your head up, keeping your spine rounded. You roll onto your back and come lie down in Shavasana. So you're lying on your back, you have your feet about mat distance apart and you let your toes roll outwards. Your arms alongside your body, hand palms are facing up. Face is soft and your eyes are closed. And you just take a moment here. A moment to observe your breath. Feeling the effects of this class on your body and your mind. How do you feel now in your thighs and your hips? How is your lower back doing? And you let go of any kind of control. Just observe, just breathe, relax, and enjoy a moment for yourself. You can stay here as long as you want. Take 5 minutes minimum, maybe 10 or 15. As long as you feel that you enjoy this pose, that you get benefits from lying down, a resting mode, just stay there. You know you deserve this moment. And don't forget, resting is equally important as training when you try to achieve something. Thank you very much for watching this class till the end. I hope you enjoyed it and you feel a good stretch happen into your legs and into your hips, that you feel ready for your next training session. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, feel free to drop a comment here below. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to post weekly. So hope to see you again very soon. Have a great day and namaste.